So it's Mama Lisa. I'm here at the American Corner. You see here in Mahajanga. And just wanted to do an impromptu video about my $10,000 fundraising campaign I have for December 2025 for my nonprofit, MamaLisaCares.org. I wanted to explain one of the reasons that I'm trying to raise 10 grand. And for today's video, let's talk about Faniry. Faniry is one of the girls who lives in the orphanage center, Faniry and Josea, in the Sadalaza part of town. She was formerly a street kid, like all the other kids that live there. The director of the Center Faniry and Josea is Madame Adelaide. We would say Adelaide, but in Madagascar we pronounce it Adelaide. She goes out and she sees these kids on the street. A lot of times they're sitting on the corners begging, or maybe the girls are out. They've got the fronts of a fan. You know, they'll take it apart and then they'll be carrying fruits and vegetables and they go around selling them instead of being in school. And so she'll go and approach the mothers and say, hey, I would like to take your child to live in my orphanage. I will become their legal guardian. I'll provide them with housing, with food, with love, with support, with education. You can visit them as much as you like, and if you ever get on your feet, the child can come back and live with you. And so she's got, right now, it's down, she got about 28 kids living there, from ages of like 3 all the way up into their 20s. So, Faniry was a street kid. She's now, I think Faniry's 18, 19, I don't remember how old she is, but she, like all the other street kids, were years behind in their education because they're bouncing around, they don't have a steady home, steady food, whatever. And so Madame Adelaide had asked me years ago if I would pay to have a tutor come in and work with the kids. And so I've been paying to have a tutor come in there for, I think, 4 or 5 years. And the result has been amazing. Not only did Faniry pass her baccalaureate exam on her first try, which is tough. In Madagascar, when you graduate from high school, you have to pass a baccalaureate exam. And it's a 3-day exam, 1 day in French, 1 day in English, and 1 day in Malagasy. It's no joke. And most kids do not pass it the first time. And so they only give it once a year. And if you don't pass your bac, you cannot go on to any university anywhere in Madagascar. So if you don't pass your bac the first year, you have to wait a year before you can apply to get into any university, assuming you pass your bac the second time. And I know one man, it took him 7 tries. He waited 7 years. He kept trying. He refused to give up because he wanted to go to university that badly. So finally, at the age of 26, he was able to start his university career, university education. Okay, back to Faniry. So she passed her bac on the first try. And I was so thrilled with her because she's a brilliant girl. But this is a girl who has a bright future, who knows she has a bright future. And she's like, Mama Lisa, I just want to let you know I passed my bac. I said, okay, are you going to college? She says, I want to. But I said, how much is it? And so she's going to a local university here, St. Gabriel, Montfort St. Gabriel or something. It's one of those French, anyway. And now she's starting her 2nd year. Her tuition fees cost me, every fall they have to re-register, so that's another, 400,000 RER, about $100. And then another $30, $40 a month throughout the year. And then like a new kitapu, new backpack, school supplies. It's not a lot of money. We're talking maybe $400 or $500 for the year for this one child's college education, because she's still living at the orphanage. But that's one reason that I'm trying to raise 10 grand. I mean, there are a whole lot of other reasons, but Faniry is one of my superstars. Now, at the other orphanage that we also support, the orphanage in Mangarivcha, that's run by the city, we have 4 kids that are in high school there. One is named Josea. Josea is 21 years old and she's in 11th grade. That's how far behind these kids are and she refuses to give up. She wants to graduate. Let me see, she's in 11th grade. She's got one more year to go. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, or maybe she's in 12. I don't remember. She's close to the end. Because I know she didn't do it last year, so I think she's in 12th grade this year, because this is already the next semester. Anyway, and then once she finishes, then she'll have to take her bot. And maybe we'll have 2 kids in college at the same time. The point is, the kids at the Margarita orphanage could use a tutor. And I would like to provide that. But the matron they had before this point, the matron from hell, there's no way I was going to send a tutor over there, because she was going to corrupt anything that the tutor tried to do. But she's gone now. So that means that I want to get a tutor sent in. The tutor at Center Fund of Buzantua, I'm paying her, I think I'm paying her 300,000 RARE per month. That's $75 a month. And I want to pay the other two the same. So not a whole lot of money. A little bit here, a little bit there, but there are a lot of little things that I'm doing to try to improve the lives of the people around me. And if I can get these kids living in orphanages because their parents have neglected, abandoned, abused, and in many cases tried to kill them, if I can get these kids motivated so they want to stay in school and improve their lot in life, then I'm going to do everything that I can. So, as I said, just a brief video to explain one of the many reasons I'm trying to raise 10K. MamaLisaCares.org. Check it out. Donate today. Thank you.